Welcome dear children to today's session in physics. Today we are continuing with problems. Now coming to example 113, an early model for an atom considered it to have a positively charged point nucleus of charge Ze surrounded by a uniform density of negative charge up to radius r. The atom as a whole is neutral. For this model, what is the electric field at a distance r from the nucleus? Now, in this, the nucleus of the atom consists of all the positive charges that we know. Okay, surrounding the nucleus, we have all the electrons, and according to that early model of the atom, the electrons are uniformly distributed around the nucleus. This is what is given. So, the thing is this, here r is the radius of the atom. So, here we have the atom, this is the atom, capital letter R is the radius of the atom. So, the thing is this, at the center we have the total positive charge, that is Ze, and this is the radius of the atom. So, in this region, no, the negative charges are uniformly distributed. So, if so, you are asked to find what is the electric field at a distance r from the nucleus. So, from the nucleus occupies a very small space. So, from the nucleus at a distance small r, what is the electric field? So, here as we discussed in the case of spherical shell, here also we have the three possibility as we usually say, that is outside the atom, inside the atom and on the surface of the atom. So, these three cases we will discuss the electric field. So, let's discuss the first case, that is when the point P lies outside. So, outside the atom we consider a point P, and from the center of the atom, that means from the nucleus to that point P, the distance is small letter r. So, to find the electric field, as usual we have to consider Gaussian surface, and after that you apply Gauss's law. So, since atom we assume to be spherical in shape, here it is very easy to assume the spherical Gaussian surface. So, you can assume spherical Gaussian surface whose radius is r. I am not completing the diagram. In your notebook you complete. Okay. So, you can assume a spherical Gaussian surface, and you just apply the Gauss's law. So, here when we apply Gauss's law, we have the equation phi is equal to q by epsilon 0. And what is that phi? Phi is equal to E dot A. This is what we know. Okay. But in this case, as we consider, see, Gaussian surface encloses the atom, and by Dalton's theory we know atom as a whole is electrically neutral. So, in this case, that means when the point P lies outside the atom, okay, Q will be equal to 0. The total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface will be equal to 0. Atom consists of positive charges and negative charges in equal amounts. So, electrically the atom is neutral, means total charge of the atom is 0. So, Q will be equal to 0. So, what does it imply? This 0 equal to E dot A, no, A is not 0. So, what does it imply? E is equal to 0. So, that is the case. Electric field outside the atom, that means outside the atom at any point the electric field is 0. Now, let us consider what about the case inside the atom. So, again I am drawing the diagram. So, this is the atom. The radius of the atom is r. Now, we consider a point P which lies inside. So, to that point P, that distance is small letter r. Now, as we said earlier, you can assume a Gaussian surface spherical in shape. Okay, keeping that P on the periphery of the Gaussian surface. Okay, now with this Gaussian surface you can apply Gauss's law. So as per the Gauss's law, we will write the same equation, that is phi is equal to q by epsilon 0. Here that is equal to E dot A. So how to find E dot A here? That is summation E dot delta A, actually it is. So for each small many a time I think we have discussed the same way. So it becomes actually E dot summation delta A, E into summation delta A, since area vector and delta A, that means electric field are in the same direction, it becomes like this. And that E into summation delta A means the total surface area of the Gaussian surface. We have assumed spherical Gaussian surface of radius small letter r. So what is its area, surface area? The surface area of that Gaussian surface is 4 by 3. No, surface area, it is 4 pi r square. So E into 4 pi r square, surface area. So that is the expression for phi. That is equal to q by epsilon 0. Now this is what we need to think. Actually our aim is to find this electric field. So to reach at that electric field we need to know what is this q. So what is this q here? It is the total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. It's sure that the Gaussian surface in this case, it does not enclose the atom as a whole. Surely it encloses what? The nucleus. It encloses the nucleus which is at the center of the atom. But the whole negative charges are not enclosed by this Gaussian surface. That is the difference. So a net charge is there enclosed by this Gaussian surface. So we need to find that net charge. That means Q net we need to find here. So here how much charge it encloses? The total charge of the nucleus. How much is the total charge of the nucleus? Z into E. What do you mean by Z? Atomic number. And E is the charge of a proton. E, it is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Plus E is the charge of proton and minus E is the charge of electron. So nucleus include only the proton. Electrons are outside the nucleus. So the total charge of the nucleus, here it is Zd. Okay, and a small portion of the electrons also is enclosed by this Gaussian surface. So how much is enclosed? That we need to find. Suppose I write that negative charge enclosed to be Q dash. Then we will find that Q dash. So what is that Q dash? Q dash is the negative charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So how much negative charge? It's given the whole negative charge is uniformly distributed inside the atom. So how it is distributed in the volume? That means atom has a volume 4 by 3 pi r cube, capital letter R cube. In that volume, a negative charge. How much is the negative charge of the atom? Minus Ze. So minus Zd charge is distributed uniformly in this much volume. Okay. So how much is the volume charge density? Volume charge density, rho is equal to minus Ze divided by 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this is the volume charge density. So how much will be the negative charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface? Gaussian surface has a radius small letter r. It is the radius of the Gaussian surface is small letter r. So what is the volume of the Gaussian surface? Volume of the Gaussian surface is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. So what will be this Q dash? Q dash will be equal to this volume into volume charge density. Volume charge density means what? Charge per unit volume. This is the charge per unit volume. that into volume of the Gaussian surface will give you the charge in that much volume, total charge in that much volume. Got it? So Q dash is equal to, what is it? Rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube. So you just substitute for that rho. So rho is minus Zt divided by 4 by 3 pi capital letter R cube into 4 by 3 pi small letter r cube. So the thing is this, 4 by 3 and pi in the numerator and denominator will get cancelled, and you will have minus Zt into small r cube by capital letter R cube. That is that negative charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So the total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface Q net will be equal to Zd, that is the positive charge, plus Q dash, that is the negative charge. So Zd minus Zd into R cube by R cube. So that can be written as Zd into 1 minus R cube by R cube. Okay. So that's how you are getting Q net. Now our aim is to find what? Electric field. So our electric field is E is equal to. So what is our equation? So we'll start with that equation, that is phi is equal to Q by epsilon 0, that is Q net by epsilon 0 equal to E into that area, it was 4 pi r square. This was our expression. So E becomes what? E is equal to Q net by epsilon 0 into, not into, divided by 4 pi r square. So Q net by 4 pi r square epsilon 0 is the expression for electric field. So the expression for electric field inside the atom is Q net by 4 pi r square epsilon 0. Now we will just substitute for that Q net. Q net is Zd into 1 minus R cube by R cube, that is Q net, divided by 4 pi r square epsilon 0. So this is the expression for electric field. Okay, now just simplifying, we will have the expression, that is Zd by 4 pi epsilon 0. This r square I am taking inside, so it becomes 1 by r square minus small r by r cube. The equation takes this form. Okay, Zd by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 by r square minus small r by r cube. So this is the expression for electric field inside the atom. So what we found is electric field E is equal to 0 when small r is greater than r, and electric field is equal to Zd by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 by r square minus r by r cube when r is less than r, and the case when r is equal to r. What will be the case? That means on the surface of the atom, you just substitute r equal to capital letter R in this equation. So it becomes, when you put r equal to capital letter R, it becomes 1 by r square. Here also 1 by r square. 1 by r square minus 1 by r square, it becomes 0, and that is equal to 0. So this is very important, that is in the case of an atom, okay, both outside the atom and on the surface of the atom, the electric field is 0, but inside the atom, the electric field is not 0, and the electric field is given by this equation. See, this is as per what that early model, we say no, that plum pudding model, where electrons are uniformly distributed outside the nucleus, that early model. Okay, taking that early model, this is the electric field inside the atom. Now some exercise questions are to be discussed. Question number 115. Consider a uniform electric field E equal to 3 into 10 cube I Newton per Coulomb. What is the flux of this field through a square of 10 centimeter on a side whose plane is parallel to the YZ plane? What is the flux through the same square if the normal to its plane makes an angle 60 degree with the x-axis? So in this problem, electric field is in I cap direction, means what? X direction. Okay, and you're asked to find the flux of this field through a square which lies in the YZ plane. Okay, so YZ plane means a plane like this. A plane like this, we say it is in YZ plane. So area vector of that plane lies in which direction? X direction. So this is Z direction and this is Y direction, we say, no? Okay. So in YZ direction we have a plane. So area vector of that YZ plane also lies in which direction? X direction. So electric field is in X direction and area vector also is in X direction. So what I mean is, in this case theta is 0. Okay, so when we write the flux, phi is equal to E dot A, so it becomes EA cos 0, so it becomes EA. Now it's enough to substitute E and A. So it is 3 into 10 cube into 0.1 square, that is 3 into 10 cube into 0.1 square means 0.01. So 3 into 10, that is 30 Newton meter square per Coulomb is the answer. And you are asked to find what is the flux through the same square if the normal to this plane makes an angle 60 degree with the x-axis. So normal to the plane makes an angle 60 degree with x-axis means what x in x direction only electric field. Okay, so with x-axis normal to the plane means what? Area vector. In short, it becomes, that means it means theta is equal to 60 degree. So in that new situation, phi becomes EA cos 60. Okay, EA is 30. 30 into cos 60 is what? 1 by 2. So that answer becomes 15 Newton meter square per Coulomb. Now 116. What is the net flux of the uniform electric field of exercise 115 through a cube of side 20 centimeter oriented so that its faces are parallel to the coordinate planes? So in this question, the reference is the previous one itself. That means the electric field is in X direction and it's given that coordinate plane is in YZ plane. Okay, coordinate plane, it is in YZ plane, and now it's what? A cube. We are asked to find net flux through the cube. Got it? And the phases are parallel to the coordinate plane. So what will be the electric field in this case? So you can imagine the cube to be kept like this itself. But electric field is different. Okay, electric field is uniform here. Okay, but in that example question it was not uniform. So here in this question it is uniform. So the thing is this, what flux enters the cube through left side will leave the cube through right side. Got it? So the flux, or if we find the net flux, the total, that means flux on the right side we will get it as positive and flux on the left side you will get it to be negative because it is an uniform electric field. Got it? So the net flux through the cube will again be 0. It will be 0 because through all other 4 phases again the flux is 0. the field lines are passing only through these two phases. Like this it is marked, this blue. So only through those two phases the flux is passing. Since the electric field is uniform, the total flux will be 0, because when you add the flux, one side it will be positive, the other side will be negative. So when you add it, you will get it to be 0. So in short, the total flux through the cube, it is equal to 0.